Welcome back to the Christian&Cowboy Podcast. I'm Christian, joined as always by Cowboy. Cowboy, how are you doing today?
I'm good, son. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I just had a very good practice round for our match tomorrow. We play Oakland. Hopefully we kick their ass, but if we don't, it's going to be okay. They will probably do that to us because they are one of the best teams in the state. But, got to stay positive. But I shot a 91 today, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Good score. Good score. Good job.
Yeah, I figure, that might not beat them, but that'll at least make them nervous. And, I mean, honestly, they had, all five of their players were good this year. This year, they probably only have, two or three good players. So, I'm not as worried about them as I have been in the past. I know we can beat them this year.
You put something up in the 90s, you'll help your team.
Especially the low 90s like I did today. If I do that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that's not what this podcast is about. As you can see, I have a new recording room for basically all my videos. Since my room, I switched rooms in my house. This is a more appropriate room to record things in. As you can see, we have a jersey that this was actually Cowboys, but I've kind of stolen it from him. But yeah, it's our last name, so we figured it'd be cool to just put in the background. And you see, we have Peyton here and then Neeland right there. National champions hat. So I gave it a Tennessee theme in the background because I thought it would be cool. Anyway, let's talk about the PGA Championship. Colin Morikawa with a 64 on the weekend. It was 65-64, correct?
That's correct.
Very impressive by him. What did you think of it?
Well, I mean, his ball striking is. I wanted to pick him really. But, I mean, it was...
That was only his second major, wasn't it?
It was his second major.
Yeah. What was the first?
It was his second major.
What was the first one?
He played in the U.S. Open last year.
Oh, did he finish, top 3 or something in the amateur, and that's how he made it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how he qualified. So, he's a stud, man. He's won 3 times now. And he broke out of that. I mean, I thought yesterday was a playoff to be sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I played yesterday too, but I get in the car after I just played 9 yesterday, but I get in the car and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 7 dudes tied at -10?
Yeah. You felt like it was going to be a 2 or 3 man playoff, and he chipped that ball in at 14, and he hit that laser drive at 16 to set up that eagle putt, and it was over.
Yeah.
I mean, he just beat those guys.
That drive on 16 seriously might be one of the greatest shots I've ever seen live.
I totally agree with you.
That was amazing.
One thing where it's not gonna be talked about as much as some of the great shots in history, is because there was no crowd there. People would have went crazy.
Oh yeah.
If there was a gallery there when he would have done that.
I mean, even some of just the event staff was, they were at least clapping. Most of the time, the event staff is just supposed to help them, look for balls and stuff, and even they were at least,
Yeah. Give it the golf clap.
Yeah. That was, man, that was nuts. And see, another thing, I feel like the shot that was more important, that shot on 16 was great, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the chip in on 14 is what got it started for him.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, if he doesn't make that, it's probably doesn't turn out the way it happened.
I mean, obviously he still wins, but maybe not as comfortably as he did. I cannot talk today.
He makes it look easy, man. I mean, he doesn't have a weakness. I mean, he's not a great putter, but when he is putting well like he did yesterday, you can forget it. Turn out the lights. He's going to beat you. Because guys like that never go away that hit fairways and greens like he does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're just not going to talk about what Jordan did this week, especially on Saturday. Yesterday, he actually played pretty decent. He shot 3 under yesterday, so he had a pretty decent round yesterday.
He does that a lot when there's no pressure on him.
Yeah, I feel like that's a problem I have too. When there's no pressure on me, today, I go out and shoot a 91. Tomorrow, when there's pressure on me, who knows what I'll shoot? Hopefully, it's a good score like today. But
well, honey, I mean, it's just golf.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's his job. It's not my job.
No, that's right. That's the same for you, though. You just need to think about it that way. You're just having fun and it's no different tomorrow than it will be today.
Yeah.
Than it was today. But,
I mean, it might be hotter, but it was. Oh my gosh, it was so like there was one spurt of rain. It rained for like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that actually felt really good. I figured they'd blow the horn, but they did. They actually did blow the horn, but I was like walking to my ball on the 17th green, so I was just like, man, I'm playing. So I just finished the round because they blew the horn, but it was not like it was like right on top of me and it was already pouring, and like it never even rained. They only blew it for lightning, so I just finished real quick and got out of there.
You gotta be careful.
No, I know. Believe me, like I heard thunder, but I never saw any lightning strikes, so I was like, okay, I think I'm good. I should be good. Let me just get out of here real fast.
Yeah.
Like I played pretty much as fast as I could in the last hole. I still almost parred it. I had like a 30 or 40 footer for par and just barely missed it.
Well, this is Morikawa's third victory that came in as just his 29th start. Tiger won the 90s.
He won the tournament before the Memorial, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't even remember what it was called, but you know what I'm talking about.
Tiger Woods won the 97 Masters in his 29th start for his fourth career victory. So, what are your expectations of Morikawa now that he's right there and he's in Tiger's ear as far as at the start of his career?
Okay, see, I've seen people saying this all the time, like, just pump the brakes on the Tiger stuff a little bit. Just pump the, like, I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to win a lot of majors, maybe double digits, who knows. But pump the brakes on the Tiger stuff a little bit. I think that's unfortunately, something that went wrong for Spieth is as soon as he won those 2 majors in a row, everyone's like, oh, shoot, next Tiger, there he is. And, then he didn't win one for another 2 years, and now he hasn't won since the 2017 British Open.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly what happened to Spieth. And hopefully it won't happen to this kid, because, you can definitely get carried away with expectations.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
But, at the same time, winning early, he knows now that he can do it. He knows he can. Just imagine how much different Phil Mickelson's career would have been if he had won at 23 years old.
That's true. He probably would have a U.S. Open and not 6 second places at the U.S. Open.
It's exactly right. He'd probably have another 3 or 4 majors on top of that. Maybe have 10 or so. So, Morikawa is in rare air here, where there's very few people that have lived and have walked in his shoes, and he's got an opportunity to do something special.
Yeah, for sure. Let me think about this. So, I think that was... Oh, yeah. Okay, this is what I was trying to say. I saw today a tweet. It was kind of funny. And I saw you saying, I bet he doesn't win another one. It was... Today it's like the first day since June 23rd, 2017 or something like that Brooks Koepka isn't a reigning champion at a major.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. So let's talk about that.
What he said to Dustin or what?
Yeah. Brooks, after running his mouth like he always does, and he fell flat on his face Sunday.
74, man.
I hope he doesn't win anymore. There ain't no sense in acting like he does.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just no point in it. See, you don't like I understand. He's starting to get on my nerves too. See, one guy that I actually like and that I actually cheer for pretty much every week that no one else I feel like likes is DeChambeau. I actually like DeChambeau. Why does everyone hate DeChambeau? I get it. He can be annoying with all the science and stuff, but I actually like him.
The whining about those rulings didn't help me.
Yeah, see, that is one thing. I didn't like that either, but I don't know. It's kind of just...
Speaking of DeChambeau, so let's think about it this way. Morikawa has won more majors than John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Ricky Fowler, and Tony Fleetwood combined.
And Tony Finau.
And Finau, that's right. None of those guys have even won one. And so, it's not easy to win these things, and he did it. And he's just a kid, so I think he's playing like one of the world's best golfers, and there's no reason to think he's going to stop now.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Rahm's been close a couple times, right?
Not really, no.
Seeming like I remember him maybe being in contention at a U.S. Open one time, but I just don't really remember, to be honest.
No, he's not been. He's not really been in contention, but he will be. Rahm will win.
At least one or two.
Rahm's going to win some majors, believe me.
Yeah. I was cheering for three guys yesterday: DeChambeau, Finau, and Cameron Champ, and all three of them played at least. I mean, Cameron Champ kind of had a disappointing day yesterday, but
God, man, he was in that thing for a while.
Did he play good on the front?
He got 10 under, and then.
See, I basically only saw the back nine yesterday.
I didn't know what happened. I just there were so many people that were in contention. You kind of lost track of people. Next time you looked, he was down to 8 under, and he just. But Champ, I don't know about him winning a major. I mean, his game has got a lot of holes in it.
And those are.
He's just not a great iron player.
Yeah. I mean, he hits it forever, obviously.
Hits it forever, and that's about all he does well. And so he made a lot. He made some bombs for par yesterday too. In the front nine that you thought, gosh, he might win this thing, and then it's just I don't know what happened to him. He quit showing it, and he just didn't have it in him.
Yeah, I mean. So Finau was top. Hold on, real quick. Finau was top 10 yesterday, right?
He finished tied for second, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. That's still top 10 in a major. He'll win one eventually.
It's not bad.
He will definitely win one eventually. I think he's like Rahm. He's been all over it before. Like I think this is probably like the second major he's at least had a chance in, right? He had a chance in Augusta last year. When Tiger won it.
He's had 30 top 10s in the last 4 years.
In major or just period?
Just period.
Oh, you said in the last 4 years. I thought you were just my bad. Okay, I got you now.
30 top 10s in the last 4 years, and he hadn't won a single one of those tournaments. So it's getting to the point with Finau where you got to think he's not a closer.
Yeah. I don't remember if you said it or I saw someone said Finau calls himself a closer, but he's had 30 top 10s in the last 4 years and hasn't won any of them.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Did you tweet that, or did you just like a tweet that said that? And that's why I saw it.
I probably tweeted it because I knew that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I like him. I want him to win.
No, I do too. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But it's starting to look like he's not a guy that finishes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll talk about a funny moment from this week. Actually, two funny moments. Well, what were you going to ask me first? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we've had the PGA Tour for basically 2 months now with no fans. What do you think about it?
It really doesn't make a difference for me, to be honest. I mean, yesterday it kind of that tournament yesterday was the first tournament that actually kind of somewhat made a difference for me. And I mean, even so, it wasn't a huge difference. I mean, maybe a couple of those big shots, it wasn't as big as a roar as it usually would be, obviously, but during the normal tournaments, it doesn't make a difference for me, honestly.
I think it made it easier for the players, to be honest with you.
They don't have as much to worry about, probably.
No. And Mark Hall, after he makes that eagle at 16, he goes to 17. He's got that crowd chirping at him. You know, maybe it's different. Maybe he's not able to finish.
He's got the crowd going, yo, you're up by 3 now, or something like that. Yeah.
Right. You hear all that stuff. And there's that buzz in that gallery, and they didn't have to deal with that yesterday. Nobody did. So I'll be glad we get back to fans on the course. Whenever that'll happen, Lord knows when it will be.
But, okay, so two funny moments from this week. First, what did you think of Bryson's driver just snapping and just the head coming off the driver when he was just going down to get his tee?
Man, who knows?
How did that even happen?
I don't know. He swings too hard, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he said happened. He said, I'm just swinging too hard, I guess.
Did you know what the rule was on that?
Yeah, that he couldn't get, was it, since it came off his shaft, he could keep the shaft. He just couldn't change the club completely. He had to keep the shaft.
You could change. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because like I saw him put a new head on there.
He could get a whole new club as long as he didn't slam the club, and as long as he didn't damage it in anger.
Oh, so they have to make like and obviously he didn't. He was just going down to.
Yeah.
What's funny was Ricky's face after. He's just looking like.
What happened there?
Yeah, he's like,
Do you remember last year at the Virginian, a kid had that happen to him on the driving range?
Yeah, and the pro shop let him borrow one, right?
Borrow one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, that was crazy. That was a fun day, but it was so hot, and they didn't have any water on the course. We ran out of water by like 9. So, yeah, it was a fun course, though. I liked it. Very Augusta-like.
Except for the greens, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, like, even the tee markings looked just like it.
Yeah, I liked it, too. Harding Park is a good place.
No, I'm talking about the Virginian.
Oh, the Virginian.
Yeah. I think it's a lot like Augusta, like the tee markings. Like I'm not talking about the course necessarily, but like just the atmosphere of the course, kind of.
It's a nice, definitely the nicest course you ever played.
No, one place that Harding Park kind of reminded me of was Old Fort a little bit in a way. Honestly, like you didn't have any water out there at Harding Park, but other than that, Harding Park was tighter than Old Fort is, but other than that, I thought it looked kind of similar.
I thought it was too, except for they had cypress trees instead of oak trees. It's about the only difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's still trees all over the place. So.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's tighter, but I mean, other than that, it's pretty similar, I thought.
What time do y'all play tomorrow?
1. We tee off at 1, so.
Is it shotgun start? Do y'all start off at 1?
No, we all start off 1, and I'm in the 4 spot tomorrow, so I probably won't go off till like, let's see, 1:10. I probably won't go off till like 1:30, honestly.
Yeah.
But it just depends on how they do the groupings, honestly. Like if they do foursomes or threesomes or what they do, I don't really know what they're gonna do.
Yeah. All right.
Because of COVID, they'll probably do threesomes, but I'd be fine with that. I don't really care. I mean, and in my he told me I was either gonna be the 3 or the 4, and honestly, that doesn't even make a difference. Only 4 scores count anyway, and you can get them from wherever.
Yeah, that's right.
You get to pick what scores count after the round. So what position you're playing in doesn't really matter. If you're 1 through 5, your score is probably going to count. And the only thing it really matters for is who you're playing with. So
yeah,
I'm kind of glad I'm 4th because that means they have about 3 good players, like I said. So that probably means I'm not going to be playing with any of them. Not that that would matter anyway, but
yeah,
that's just going to take some of the pressure off me, I think. But,
you'll be fine, honey. You just hit it.
Yeah.
Do like you did today, you'll be fine.
What did you think of Phil on commentary?
I mean, he did a good job.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought that was funny how he got fouled though, just like right off the bat. There's 3 things I do well: play golf and talk golf. Well, what's the 3rd thing? He's so confused. He's just sitting there smiling.
Yeah. That didn't go over that well, did it?
No, yeah, he's just sitting there smiling, and Fowler's like so confused. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, I thought he had a lot of good insight. I feel like I feel like commentating will be in his future, probably sooner rather than later, if we're being honest.
What do you think? Let's just go ahead and we touched on this a minute ago, but what do you think about Koepka and what's his future look like?
I kind of think it's too early to tell. I mean, it is just one tournament, but or just one day, I guess, really. But it was a really bad day. I think we're gonna have to see what these 2 majors coming up honestly, like, if he plays good in the playoffs or whatever, if he even makes them, I mean, I'm not really gonna take that much from it. I mean, I'm not saying the playoffs aren't a big deal. I think that, I mean, I'm not, they kind of are, but I don't think they're as big as majors, obviously. But if he plays good in those, I think he'll be fine. But, and especially if he plays good at U.S. Open's at Winged Foot this year, right?
It is.
Yeah, if he plays good at Winged Foot in, I guess, a month or so, I think he'll be fine. Also, we are very excited as a podcast together that the U.S. Open will be back on NBC this year.
Yes, we are.
Dun, 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 dun. The commercials they show commercials like during every hockey game. It gets me excited, and they have like the theme in the background.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. It's like the U.S. Open returns to NBC this September. It's really cool.
Wingfoot's his kind of course.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and predict that he wins it. I think he will win it.
Oh gosh.
The only thing that's going to change is he's not going to be. I bet he don't run his mouth so much in front of the cameras as he did this week.
Well, hold on. Let me think. Is Wingfoot where Phil had the lead on the 18th and then made a double?
Yes, it is.
Oh, maybe he'll pull off an upset and be the oldest player ever to win a major.
There's 0% chance that he can win. It's too hard of a course. He doesn't drive it well enough anymore.
Wasn't he leading with like +4 when that happened too?
Yeah, it's a beast, of course.
Yeah. +2. Would you say like probably even will win it this year?
God, maybe. It could be +4, 5, 6, 7. I wouldn't anything on that place wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it could be crazy numbers. It's definitely a difficult course, probably the hardest course in the world.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's a big reputation. Let's see. Let's see here. I gotta get the show notes back. I'm sorry. So, are we done? We're done with the PGA Championship now, right?
Yeah, you can move on. I don't think unless you want to talk about Tiger, what he did.
We're not national golf writers. That's their job, is to talk about how good Tiger's playing when he's playing in like the first group off the tee on Sunday at a major.
I agree.
I thought it was funny what Magnum said. He tweeted something like, ESPN's dream is happening right now. They get to show every shot of Tiger because he's wearing his red Nike polo or like sweater or whatever he said. I'm turning the channel until he's done. Good old ESPN got their wish. Okay, so many of you guys might have seen my reaction to the Predators' Game 4 loss on Thursday. Or maybe it was Friday. I don't remember either way. But obviously, the game-tying goal was an adrenaline rush that I will probably never forget. But the game-losing goal was just... I honestly, when it happened, I was just like, okay, we just lost. And it really didn't hit me until, like, that next night when they showed all the teams who'd qualified for the playoffs. And I'm like, we really just missed the playoffs. That's really when it hit me that we didn't make the playoffs. Like, the reason it didn't feel like Dallas did last year, I think, is because this is technically kind of like a playoff series since it was a qualifying round. That's why I don't think it felt the same.
Yeah, I agree. It was a playoff series.
And a very bad one for the boys in gold.
They played about like they played all year. They just get behind. I was like you. I didn't understand why Rene didn't start that fourth game. Like,
Saros played good one game. He played game 2. He should have had a shutout. Game 2 he should have, but the Coyotes scored like 2 goals in 10 seconds in the last minute in game 2, which made it 4-2 as the final. He should have had a shutout in game 2, but that was the only game I thought he played well in the series. Technically game 3 he was all right, I guess, but game 4 not good. Game 1 definitely not good. So I don't know why Hines decided not to start Rene at all or not play him at all. First, let me say this. I regret wanting to fire Laviolette now. I think we should have just rode it out for at least the rest of this season and then fire him at the end of the year if we're still not happy. That's what I think we should have done now that I obviously hindsight is 2020, but you understand why I say that, right?
I totally do. I agree with you.
And I mean, at the time, we didn't know there was going to be this COVID stuff that would cause the season to shut down and there'd be a qualifying round. At the time, we were out of the playoffs. I think, well, it wasn't by a lot, but we were out of the playoffs. We still would have made the qualifying round, but I feel like we just should have given him more time to figure things out. But
well, it just was a limited team this year. I think trading away Subban was a big factor this year.
Yeah, I understand why we did it to get Duchesne.
I did too. At the time, I thought it was a good trade, but boy, it didn't seem that way at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Duchesne was all right this year, but I mean, I just feel like he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like some games he'll play really, really good, and some games he's just a no-show. I do like that. You might have seen this. He wears a Tennessee hat in a lot of his press conferences.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's unfortunate, and we saw tonight that the freaking Rangers get the number 1 pick. Thank you. And no, have you seen the video yet? He freaking obviously it probably didn't have that big of a deal, but, the NHL, it's a conspiracy theorist league as it is anyway. So you know how they had, like, the thing where all the balls, like bounce around and everything, like the machine they use?
Yeah.
So he wasn't supposed to drop the ball in there until, like, Bettman said, yes, that is the New York Rangers logo, or whatever they were doing. And he dropped the ball in there, and he, like, got it back out and then dropped it in there again.
You're a kid.
Nope.
Did that really happen?
Yep, and then they ended up winning the number 1 pick.
Oh my God, man. Jeez.
I mean, we get the 11th pick now. Like you said, I mean, the hockey draft is less like baseball. It's a crapshoot. But, hopefully it's someone good. Apparently there's a cleared number 1 overall pick this year. I don't even remember his name, but it's this kid from Canada, and everyone's calling him like the next Sidney Crosby. So have fun with them, New York. But yeah, honestly, and now let's switch gears here a little bit. I know you probably haven't watched one NBA game since the restart.
No, I've not watched any.
But let me ask you this: Did you watch any of the hockey?
I didn't watch any of the hockey either, honey.
Did you just kind of keep up with it?
Yeah, just listening to you and seeing the highlights and that sort of thing. That's about it.
Well, yeah. Speaking of the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies have started 1-5.
Yeah, they're going to be out of it, aren't they?
Well, I think the thing is we have to win. Our next 2 games are against the Bucks and the Celtics. So hopefully, since they're both kind of locked into their playoff spots, they'll rest most of their players. I don't know though. When we play the Celtics, we might have to deal with Big Grant Williams. That might be tough.
Yeah.
But so we have to win at least one of those games to at least clinch a spot in the play-in game. That would clinch us a spot. I mean, we can still get in. If we don't win either of them, we need help. But if we win one, we're clinched at least a spot in the playoff game. If we win both of them, we're clinched the 8 seed in the play-in game. And
right.
I told you how the play-in game works, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get in. I think Portland's going to beat us. I mean, they're just on fire right now. Damian Lillard's playing some of the best basketball of his career. Carmelo Anthony's having like a career resurgence. He's been like one of the best players since the restart. It's unbelievable.
Everything I've read is people think that Portland will give the Lakers a decent season.
I think they will. Like if they beat us, I seriously think they will.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they'll actually win, but I would not be surprised if they took them to like 7 or something. I think that would be entertaining. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Zephian, as a Lakers fan, his biggest fear is having to play the Trailblazers. I don't think he's scared of the Grizzlies.
I don't think he should be.
Yeah.
That makes sense what he's thinking.
Yeah, and I mean, with Jaren Jackson out, we've played like crap anyway, but now that Jaren Jackson's out, he wasn't playing great anyway. But, yeah, Jaren Jackson's out now too, so It's not looking good. We'll just say that for the Grizzlies. Hopefully it changes, but it's not looking good. All right, last thing we'll talk about, and then we'll wrap it up. So obviously I know what your stance is, and you know what my stance is on if college football should be played. But what do you think about this movement amongst college football players that's taking place?
It's been very effective. The momentum has changed today.
Why do you say that?
You can just tell it. You on Twitter, there's a lot of people. There's so many of these kids that want to play that it's hard to argue with them.
Yeah. Majority rules.
Yeah, most of the time it does. That's right. That's democratic.
Yeah, and did you see? I think you might have saw it. I don't know if you did, but you see the tweet from the chancellor. She's met with the football team today, and she said she asked them at the end if they wanted to play, and everyone in there said yes.
Yeah, I mean that's where it is right now. So I will see.
See, if you ask me, this is the way it should be anyway. They should let the people who are, quote, risking their lives. I don't like to say that anyway because I don't really think it's that they're doing that since they're college athletes and most of them could fight this thing. But I mean, someone like Trey Smith could be.
Yeah, I agree.
He could be, but I mean, I think if you go to them and they say, yeah, we're fine with it, what's stopping you? What's stopping having a season?
Shouldn't be anything.
Yeah.
They should let them play.
I guess the high school season is going to start like next Friday.
I thought they moved it back a few weeks.
Honestly, I don't even know. I need to figure this out real quick. You can keep talking while I'm figuring this out.
No, I'm pretty sure it's like the end of September. It's like an 8-game season for the high school guys.
See, Governor Lee he changed he said high school sports are essential so they can play 10 games now.
Well, maybe so. I mean, I don't know. You'll find out. I guess you can go to school next week. Or when do you go to school again?
Thursday. We have 2-hour days on Thursday and Friday. We have 2-hour days, and then. Or not 2-hour days, like 3-hour, 15-minute days or whatever, and then our first full day is Monday.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, they've still got, they posted the schedule on July 31st, Blackman did, and it says, they had their little hashtag, and there it is. First game away at Alcoa, Saturday, August 22nd.
Really?
Yeah, and then our next game's at Ravenwood. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be 0-2 off the bat.
Ravenwood's good.
Yeah, they made like the semis last year. That might have been who Maryville beat last year. I don't even remember.
Where are they? Where is Ravenwood? They in Franklin?
Yeah, near it, I think. We almost beat them last year, but just some clock management issues. But yeah, you might remember Reggie Grimes. That's where he was last year. Was Ravenwood?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, honestly, he didn't really wow me at that game. I was more wowed by his size than anything.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, like he looked like Myles Garrett compared to everyone else. It was crazy.
Yeah. You say he looked like a great player, but he really didn't play like one.
Well, I mean, it's not. He might have just had a bad game, but he didn't really wow me on the field. His size is probably why teams were going after him that much because he looked like a grown man compared to all those high school kids out there.
Yeah.
It was nuts, but yeah. Actually, I think they're in Brentwood. I think Ravenwood's in Brentwood because I'm pretty sure Ravenwood and Brentwood's like a big rivalry.
Could be. I mean, Brentwood and Franklin are pretty close.
But either way, I think we used to play Brentwood every now and then, but I think they're like 5A now.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember, but yeah. So, I think that they're going to play. At least, honestly, I'd be fine. If the SEC is the only conference that plays, that's fine. I'll turn on the TV every Saturday and watch it. Don't you agree?
I definitely will, son.
And another thing is, like, if the Big Ten wants to delay the season, that's fine. Like, I don't know why the Big Ten should be the decision maker here for everyone. They shouldn't be, and they hopefully won't be. So.
They won't. SEC will do what they want to do.
Yeah, I agree. Like, even if some of the other conferences, decide to delay it, they're going to do whatever they want to do, the SEC is. Which is why I'm expecting Tennessee to play. Oh, did you hear during the schedule release? Oh, let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so the schedule, the 10-game schedule came out. We actually don't know the dates yet. They said just forget all the dates we knew, so hopefully we don't have to play Florida the first game of the year now.
That'd be handy. I hope we don't.
But now we'll, since they changed it, we were all excited this year not having to play Florida and Georgia and Bama in like 3 straight weeks. We'll probably have to do that now. Or we'll probably go like, oh, look at this 4-game stretch for the Tennessee Volunteers. Florida, at Georgia, at Auburn, and then Alabama. I'd be like, oh, thank you. Really appreciate that one. And then play Texas A&M to cap that off is probably what'll happen.
It'll be something like that, no doubt.
But, yeah, so hopefully, it'd be great if we got to play Arkansas the first game. That would be very helpful.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
I would not mind to go to Fayetteville the first game of the year. I definitely would not mind to go to Fayetteville the first game of the year. But, yeah, so, first off, what do you think of how the SEC has screwed us yet again? Like I said, I was mad, but I was like, you know what? I'm mad, but at least it's not LSU and Texas A&M. I'd much rather play Auburn and Texas A&M than LSU and A&M.
I don't think LSU would be a bad team to draw. They lost their whole team.
They're still going to be good, though. I think they're going to be better than Auburn. I definitely think we have a much better chance to beat LSU with this year's team. I think we would have a much better chance to beat Auburn than LSU. Plus, has proven he can beat Gus Malzahn before.
Well, Auburn lost a lot of people too, especially they replaced their whole offensive line. So I don't know. Plus, lose a quarterback, I think.
But I mean, getting Texas A&M is just so typical.
Yeah.
Couldn't get Mississippi State again or Ole Miss. Nope, got to beat Texas A&M. I honestly feel like we can win both of those 2 games though.
They're winnable.
I think we can beat Texas A&M, and I know we can beat Auburn because I've seen Pruitt beat Malzahn before with I've seen Pruitt go into Auburn and win with a much worse team than this. That's the way I look at it. So that's why I think we can definitely beat Auburn. Texas A&M, I don't know. Honestly, Texas A&M this year is kind of like us, where it's like, I think they're either going to be just, kind of subpar like they were last year, or they're going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think they're overrated preseason, though. I don't know why they got them like 13th in the country in the coaches poll.
I don't either. I don't agree with it.
That happens every year, though. People love to think Texas A&M is good.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we got enough in. We're approaching 50 minutes here, so we
actually only 38.
Oh, that's true. So we made it for lost time.
Yeah, only 38 minutes.
Not bad.
Not $50 ain't bad. No, I'm just kidding.
$50 ain't bad.
Yeah, that was a line from one of the greatest movies ever created, Toy Story 2. If somehow you haven't seen it, go on Disney Plus right now. Like, stop the video and go to Disney Plus right now and go watch it. It's like one of the greatest movies ever made. Actually, watch 1 first and then watch 2.
I concur. Absolutely agree.
Toy Story 2. That's what I always used to say because I didn't like 1 as much. I always liked 2 better when I was little. All right, Christian, what movie you want to watch? Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2.
Because he was afraid of the dinosaur.
Yeah, I was afraid of Rex in the first one because he roars at Woody and Woody's like, "How you doing, Rex?" Were you scared? Anyway, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No, I think we got it, buddy.
All right, thank you for watching/listening, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. It was our first one in a while, obviously. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Probably, we might do one before the NFL starts. I don't really know. We'll figure something out. But, thank you guys for watching.